lazy today. I'm
lazy,
super
you're
lazy.
tired. It's almost
Yeah,
your
but
last day.
I need to go to the
I laid
gym.
up to death.
I
You need to go to the gym.
Yeah. Well,
Tomorrow.
huh?
You always go to the gym tomorrow. Oh, I just said that. I know this is so crazy. You should think we would get the doggone set together.
This is the real reality show. No editing.
No editing. Shaky cameras.
Yeah, shaky cameras.
Oh my goodness.
On our iPhone and Androids. That's an Android or Samsung?
This is an Android phone.
Yeah, Android and an iPhone.
See, I can't even hold it. Android.
Who?
Nothing. I'm just
talking. We're talking about the real reality of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Did you get back to me and tell me when I could call you? Because, you know.
No, she didn't.
But that's okay.
She didn't.
That's okay. Because I'm going to keep asking. No. The real reality of Charlotte. So, first there was, what was it called? The side people. We're going to be
side chicks of Charlotte.
We're going to be nice. We're going to call it those people
side chicks of
on
Charlotte.
the corner. Excuse me, the people over there of Charlotte. The people over there of Charlotte. We won't call them. But I just refuse to refer to a soul that Christ died for as a side chick. I just refuse to do it. So, the people over there of Charlotte. And then we saw, whose video today? Can we
Chris
talk about
Burgess.
it? Chris Burgess of 5400.
Yeah, 5400.
He put out this video. I thought it was an audition for, what was that thing? Restaurant rescue or bar rescue? I thought he was doing an audition for those people. But he put out this slick, and I do mean slick, Hollywood little production of, what's it called? Raising the Bar.
That's what it was, Raising the Bar.
Raising the Bar.
Yeah.
And talks about how it is to be a bar owner in the city of Charlotte and, you know, the difficulties of working with your family. And then you've got the partner that's all about business.
Yeah, he wanted to bring his family in. See, Chris is from Lake City. So what he's doing is he's from South Carolina, Lake City, South Carolina. That's like 45 minutes from Florida. So what he wanted to do, he wanted to bring his family in to work for him, you know, to basically work for him in his at his establishment. And the other guy, which is a business owner, I really never met him, but he was like, you know, it's you can't do that. You can't always bring your family into you know business. What you're doing in the business. Yeah. And you know,
you could have a story about that. Never mind. Go ahead.
I ain't never brought my family in.
No. Oh, you forgot.
Who?
Oh, that could be a reality show.
Who I brought in the business?
Who did you bring in the business?
Oh, you talking
about... now your mind goes...
Okay. Yeah,
but anyway, moving right along. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he was like, that messes everything up, you know. So...
And then they got the nerve to show the lady.
Yeah, the lead bartender.
The lead bartender, and she
got it in.
Why?
She was a great actor, though.
You think that was acting? I said that was just her.
No.
She said, I keep it 100.
Yeah, you keep it 100, but overall, she did a great job.
She did a good job of showing us that that's the kind of person she is.
That's not the type of person she is, Judy. That's not the type of person she is.
You know her?
Yeah, I've seen her at the bar.
That ain't got nothing to do with when
I ain't never seen her flash her boobs at me.
She sure did hold them up for everybody. Yeah, get a bra. Get a bra, get a bra, get a bra.
That's TV. If I did this to you, would that be you?
No, that would be you. But I'm not going to let that be me. And it's certainly not going to be me on some doggone... See, this is what I'm trying to say. In order to y'all to get a deal...
I got your back, Chris.
I got his back, too.
You know, no, Chris, I got your back.
No, not the way that woman's... I can't even talk... That woman said some words, tried to have some fight. I mean, it was so typical. And they want to call her the wild card. I ain't putting nobody down. But I was just like, really? Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because you want to be seen and you want to be scandalous, and you want to have an empire and do some power and some. I'm sick of it.
Empire.
I'm
That's
sick
a reality
of it.
show, right?
It's one of them doggone shows that I don't watch.
Reality.
All I know is I'm sick of it. I'm sick of women rocking their neck, talking about don't put your hands on me, and I'm sick of hearing B and H and every word other than, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of that being the image of the black woman on television. Sorry.
Well, they not sick of it. You know why?
I don't care if they
are.
You know why? Why they're not sick of it?
Because they figured out a pattern.
They sure did.
Living in Charlotte.
Well, you know what?
Live and how to be
no, it's not just Charlotte. We've got the Housewives of Atlanta. I'm tired of black women seen as...
That's 10 years old.
I don't care how old it is. That's how long and entrenched it is.
I don't even know if the Housewives of Atlanta is showing anymore.
I don't know what it is, but I'm just sick of it. I don't want to see another black woman shaking her behind in a man's crotch. I don't want to see another black woman calling another woman a B. I don't want to see another black woman talking about I keep it real for real and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sick of it.
Yeah, but they not. You know why?
Well,
you
then
know
you
why
go right on about
No,
your
but
business.
listen, you know why they're not sick of it?
You thought you told me why already.
Yeah, because they're slaves to society.
Slaves to a same old mentality.
They're slaves to society.
It's like your brain is only wired to wake up when somebody starts cussing. I'm sick of it. And I don't care if it's good acting or not. Do some acting where I can tell you got some intelligence and your vocabulary goes past the F word.
Yeah.
Okay, do something like that. Shock me. Make me really sit up and say, wait a minute. They're going to show an intelligent black woman? What? She may be headstrong, but she ain't out here rocking her neck. Oh, my goodness. Can I see that? Really? I can see that up and down Marvin Road any day. So I'm sure not going to turn on my doggone television. I don't care whether you're acting or not to see you do that nonsense.
See, that's the problem.
Go ahead.
See, you grew up in that suburb of what you call New York City. You New York people come down here and, don't know nothing about city life.
Paul is talking about white women do it too. Are you sick of it, though? Are you sick of seeing it? Are we sick of trotting this out and acting like this is the only way our modern culture can be? Is that we got to get into some cat fight?
She's just saying, in other words, you're a racist.
No, she's saying that
that you're a racist because you are so concerned about black women doing something when white women are out there stripping and showing their little boobs and getting these implants and getting butt implants and, getting liposuction.
The very fact that you called me a racist makes me very upset.
Why?
Because first of all, you know good darn well I'm not a racist
I'm sorry, Stacey. We're just joking. I'm just joking.
Really.
I'm just joking to all Judy's friends. It's just a joke. I'm very sorry.
But the point
we want to come to your house, Natalie. We want to come to your house, drink beer.
She said, say so.
All
women
rub
can be
pigs.
ghetto. That's true. They can be, and that's what I'm sick of. I'm sick of seeing the ghetto, quote unquote, mentality trotted out, and that's what we're like. Look at that. We look at it like a train wreck, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. If you're a slave to society, let me ask you something. If Jesus was to come right now, right, and he was to say, and you wanted to get to the gates of heaven, you had to go through him, how would you handle it? Would you sit there and say, well, I had to show this woman, I had to make this money, Jesus, basically. I had to make this money. I had to get all this exposure. So I had to show this woman's boobs off. I had to show my children how much I drink. Or tell my children,
God.
Wait. Just wait. Talk to my children, have my children talk about how much I drink. That ain't nothing for you. That's for me. I had to. No, there was a bunch of people that did that. That's not one person.
How old was that child? Was that child even 18 years old? And you allowed somebody in your house to say, how's your dad's drinking?
Well,
How is that affecting you?
You gotta
I'd
understand
slap you into next week.
Yeah,
You come in and ask some minor
though.
child of mine some crazy question like that. And the poor girl was so embarrassed and nobody came to her defense to say, you're going to ask her a question like that about her father? Are you kidding me? Okay, I kind of got into the other one where he says, I feel like you're not spending enough time. And he's like, well, I'm trying to build an empire for you. And therefore, but I am going to spend more time. That I could even get into. But this person had the nerve to look like somebody, maybe a teenager to me, and say, how is your dad's drinking affecting you? I'm sorry. I'm sick of it. Get out of people's houses. If you're not coming in with some therapy to maybe help that young lady, we just don't even seem to care about the mental stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, I just see it as opening up doors for Dorada, to be honest with you. Man from South Carolina, like the man is strictly from Lake City.
I'm not.
No, but I'm just saying that opens up doors for me.
I understand.
That opens up doors for you.
I just want to say
this is the point. Wait. This is the point. See, he don't know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, but he don't know. See, we tried to go to the man months ago about doing a Christian lounge experience over there. Now, and we never got a reply back. I guess we ain't have enough money in our budget, and we didn't have nothing going on. So basically, he didn't bother with us bringing our 20 or 30 people in. But tonight, about an hour later, somebody just posted a real big name in Charlotte about to hit the 5,400, and they about to get it in Crunk. But they ain't from that neighborhood. That man from North Charlotte. I'm from Dorada. I'm from Cary Hills. I'm from Hidden Valley, Cary Hills. My parents been over there 30-something years, right there with Tylen Cummings at the next street, with Howard, with Dwight, with all of the boys, Chris Alexander, with all of us. We from that block. You know what I'm saying? Even Tanglewood from Tobin and Brianna and Tasha Blocker and all of us, we from that block. And I was just trying to give back to that block in a godly way. And I got turned down in my own hood. Ike, I can go on and on about where we from. You know what I'm saying? Where I moved from, where my parents moved from when we left Hidden Valley and moved to Cary Hills, and we've been there like ever since. And I was just trying to give back, and it was like I got turned down, but everybody else is coming in there, taking over, getting lit right there. Where what's my man name? That was a barber shop that somebody from Cary Hills used to own about 10 years, even before it was 5,400. If you from the block, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But this is the point, though.
What?
But in other words, you just opening up doors for me. And you opening up doors for her. See, she don't see that because she ain't from there.
Well, listen, that's true. I have a different perspective because I'm not from there. And I don't expect, if I went back to Cambria Heights, Queens, New York, if I went up and down 57th Street where my old school was, that I don't expect anybody to give me any favors just because we came up the same way. I really don't. The man, though, I do respect him because, of all things, he let us know why. He was like, guys, I need to make money at the bar. Okay, he runs a bar. And that he said, you guys are not going to come in and drink the way other people will come in and drink. He was very real. And so from day one, I've always respected him. Always. I'm not mad at him about what he's doing. I'm just telling you that I'm not turning that crap on. And I'm not going to sit here and say, I want to see somebody ask your child, your daughter, how she feels about your drinking. I don't want that. There's certain things, I'm sorry, I'm sick of the reality where you exploit a situation, but I don't hear nothing about the child in therapy over what her daddy drinks. I don't hear about that. I don't hear about we brought somebody in to talk to her and help her, communicate about that. I don't hear about that. That little girl, if she was any paler, she would have blushed to high heaven and just giggled and laughed and didn't even know really what to say. What kind of a question to ask your child?
Well, you gotta
so my
understand
thing
the
is,
kids,
don't
kids
sell
see,
out. No, I'm telling you, do
kids
not
see
sell out.
what they see.
I don't
I
care.
could drink a one glass of Kool-Aid and Buck could sit there and think that it's wine.
I
And
don't.
say,
That's not the
hey,
point.
I don't like you drinking
That's
wine.
not the point.
Why are
It's
you
not.
drinking wine?
It's not shown to millions of people. And this girl got to get up and go to school the next day. No.
She going to school every day in a Benz. Did you see that house?
I don't know. I'm not. Oh Lord, have mercy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the privacy of certain things that should be discussed and dealt with privately. I do not want to see every picadillo you got. I didn't know the man had a drinking problem.
Yeah, but you got to look at it.
I had no idea and don't want to know. It's not my business. Okay, these reality shows got to make everything everybody's business, and then we got an opinion about it. Even now, I feel silly for sitting here talking about somebody that I really, really respect, and now I got to talk about his drinking issue and how it affects his child. I'm like, that's not my business.
Yeah, but
it's not.
Your business is basically trying to get us to that same level.
Okay, what?
You know, trying to get us to that same level.
Well, we just not going the same way, I'll tell you that much.
Where they could say, you know, where we could sit down and the therapist could sit down with us or the psychologist could sit down with us and say, well, Daddy, you have a problem having no clothes on all the time. You know, you have a problem walking around naked.
You don't actually walk around naked, but still,
you have a problem.
Listen, all we're saying is the the real reality is some of this stuff don't need to be on television. We gotta stop thinking our minds are garbage cans. I'm just like, literally,
Well, see, the thing about it is, black people are going to go with what sells.
Black people when the girl just said
people.
White people and all people.
Well,
we know what this is. What do we talk about this all the time? We know that this is not about a color.
Our mentality, our mentality is that we make ourselves look stupid while a white man with no name is looking at us. But the same people who sit there and say that will be glued to that television Tuesday night when this TV show comes on, or Wednesday night, or whenever this TV show is turned on.
You know how I feel.
Now I love white people. You know I'm in love with the white people.
I just love people. Period. I don't put a color to it, and you know I don't.
Yeah, but you just said that you're sick of the black women.
Because I'm living in a predominantly black neighborhood, and like I said, I can walk out to Marvin Road and see that. Now, if I was living in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, or maybe even a diverse neighborhood,
I ain't never seen no woman grab her boobs on no Marvin Road. Now they probably walk around.
Good God,
you ain't been there. I've been there 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, but they're not out at 2 o'clock in the morning. You see one
grab their boob, literally grab her boobs on Marvin Road. You literally saw somebody just touch it and say, here, baby, woo! You saw somebody, I saw a bunch of kids yesterday hollering and screaming. I ain't never seen no woman just shaking her booty in the middle of the street and some other woman come and jack her up saying, you better be working. You need to be working instead of
Marvin Road is better than that show, then. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying.
No, that's what you said. You haven't seen it.
Marvin Road is unedited, like we are.
That's okay.
That was edited.
And the thing of it
is
that
no way that a bartender. There is no way in hell. Like Vince say, no chance in hell. There's no chance in hell that a bartender would. Hold on.
He said go to bar. He said Monroe at night.
Go to
Montford Road.
Maxford Road at night. But look, there's no way that a bartender would be in an establishment, a drinking establishment, and go up there and twerk with a man or a woman for more than 5 minutes without working. There's no way in hell. And then the businesswoman, then one of the, I don't know if she was an owner,
lead
bartender would come and jack her up and take her into the office and they start arguing. Have you ever seen that at a bar?
All I'm trying to say is...
Wait a minute.
Listen
As
to
many
me.
years...
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
I don't care whether I saw it or not. He put it out there as if this is what is happening at his establishment.
Yeah, because people are going to look at...
And that's what I'm...
People are going to be intrigued.
People are going to sit there and look at it like a train wreck, and he'll make money. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you talked about the people trying to make a quick million, but this is fine because he came from Derrida.
No. He's from Lake City,
I don't care where
South Carolina.
From.
I'm from Dorado. So the point is, what he's doing is he's bringing camera people. He's bringing all of these national.
For what reason? For what reason and for what? If that's not really happening,
because he wants people to look.
You're not listening. You're talking. If he wants people to come to his place, you just said. I've never been in the bar. I've seen her. I've never seen her act like that. So why perpetrate a front right now? For some money? For some exposure? This is what I'm getting pissed at. Run it like it is run. Maybe there is some thing about, your son wants to spend a little bit more time with. Well, most business people, if we get on here and they have children, they have that little struggle of balancing the work and home life. That's fine. But if you're telling me you've never seen this woman do that, you don't think that could even happen, well, why the heck perpetrate the place that it does? Why call her the wild card and put her out there like that? So she can get paid?
Yes.
Are we really at this point that whatever we'll do is good enough just as long as we get a paycheck?
People will sell their souls to the devil.
We know that, but that's why we're on here. We're on here for that reason.
Do you know how good it feels for people to sell their soul to the devil?
I don't know how good it feels because I ain't doing it.
I know you're not, but you got to look at it.
And you had the nerve to call me critical. I wasn't being critical.
You're very
critical. I'm standing there telling you
is,
that if you're telling me you've never seen these people do this in that place, and you know him, and all of a sudden here's this video for people who probably don't know him, and they see all this crap going on, that's okay?
Yeah. No, it's not okay with me.
Okay.
It's not okay with me, but it's okay. It's okay with some fools. They'll sit there and look at it. It's not okay.
I mean, I'm like,
because I don't watch TV, so it don't make
well, it does make some difference to me.
I was listening to the radio today.
It makes some difference.
When I was coming home from Fort Mill, I was trying so hard.
People watching us fuss. We just a fussing.
I was trying so hard yesterday, today. I was trying so hard just to turn on the radio because I was sleepy, and I turned on Power 98, and I heard the same thing. And the only thing I could relate to is when they played like all the old school artists and they played Jay-Z. And then next thing you know, a personality come on and sounded like he was from New York, but I ain't never known him to be from New York. He was from Charlotte. And I was like, what the living hell is this world coming to?
You in the hell word this lately. I'm like, what's going on with you? You gotta put it back because half our faces aren't even showing.
The pastor said the other day, the pastor did say that Peter cussed, but he loved Jesus.
Well, you know what? When you get around to converting 5,000 people in a day, we'll talk. But right now, a little less HE hockey stick.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, a lot of them need to be reminded of hell. See, this generation is not reminded of hell. When I was raised up, I was afraid to go to church. Like, I was afraid to go for 2 hours because I was afraid that everything that I was doing, everything that I was doing right, I thought that I was going to hell for. And the pastor would remind me without even knowing what I was doing that I was going to hell. He would say, well, if you're looking at a woman, you're going to hell. If you're writing a rap song or you're listening to rap, you're going to hell. Huh?
You grew up with that?
Everything you going to hell for. Every living thing you do outside of God, or everything that he thinks you doing outside of God, you going to hell. So I used to be afraid to walk in the church grounds because I felt that as soon as I go to church, I'm going to heaven.
Well, you know what? You had a little healthy fear of God there.
I had a healthy fear of God, but these days,
I know.
These days, people are not afraid.
They're not afraid. They walk into the church with their Starbucks and their little piece of paper they're going to write their notes on.
But this is the thing.
And no, literally, I feel as if we don't have a healthy fear of God. We just, as long as we're getting a paycheck, it makes it so worth it for anything to happen. And that's what upsets me. I'm not upset at these people because I realize, yes, why they're doing it. But I'm like, why are we here? And I will still continue to say, stop it. Stop it, stop it. Where do we draw the line?
They ain't drawing the line.
There's no more line. I mean, I understand we thinking outside the box, but really, some of this stuff need to go back in the box.
They're not thinking outside the box. If you look at it, it's a time to where everybody is overflowing, where hell is basically about to overflow. That's the reality of it. And nobody, not even pastors, are even talking about it because they know that they believe that they're drawing people to Christ by being inspirational. But these same people that they think they're drawing to Christ are making these reality shows, or watching these reality shows. They're more intrigued with football. They're more intrigued with sports.
Being motivational speakers. I told somebody the other day, I said, when are we going to get back to Jesus saves and the redemption and the transformation of people's lives, instead of just here, fill out this code, become a member, and then go work on an auxiliary somewhere? When are we going to get to the point where we're seeing real transformation in people's lives? And I mean, this is what I'm talking about. That's the real reality, okay? The real reality is that we have communities that are falling apart. The real reality is that we have a housing crisis and even a job crisis that is so kept quiet here in Charlotte. But there's a job crisis happening. The reality is that we want to be a world-class city, but we still have such separatism and racism, unfortunately, that it's outrageous. It's outrageous. Now make a doggone reality show about that.
So what they're
pull
doing,
off the wool off of people's eyes and show this is what's happening to your city.
So what they're doing is they feel that direction that they're going is going to eliminate racism, is going to eliminate a lot of stuff, is going to bring black people out of poverty.
What is it going to do?
I'm just saying these reality TV shows that they're trying to do.
You know what this is
side chicks to fit. No, but I'm just saying they're making this money. Their reality is they're making this money in order, feeling that they're going to give back with the money that they're giving. But they might not even have a chance to make the money when God come back and show them. That's the thing. People are drawn to money. Yes. They ain't drawn to they're drawn to the idea of money. They're not drawn to the type of person you are. And say you're a good person and you have money, they're more drawn to you. But if you're a good person with no money, they could care less about you.
Well, they might be drawn to you as a philanthropist so that they can get some of the money. But I mean, this has really become about, I want to be rich. I want to be rich, because that's going to solve all my problems. And then, yes, I'll be charitable and give back to the. You could do that right now. You don't need to be a millionaire to come into a community and talk to somebody. You do not need to be a millionaire. I know you might say, well, I could do it on a bigger scale. I could, okay. But you know what? If you change and turn the course of one person's life, just one person's life.
Yeah, but one person and millions of people hurt, and that's why
I understand that. But you know what? If we all sit around waiting for us to be millionaires, what's happening to those millions of people suffering? Start now. Don't wait. Don't wait. We moved into this community. Would we like to have a decent amount of money in the bank? Yeah, sure. But we started when we don't have that much money in the bank. We just decided, look, you gotta hook up your phone already.
What you talking about? No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say we got to roll over. But anyway, what I'm just saying is I'm not going to endorse this crap. I'm telling y'all, I'm not going to endorse it. It has nothing to do with the people personally. Nothing. I care about people. But I'm not going to endorse
These
you.
people don't care about us. They don't care about you.
Jesus cared about a whole bunch of people.
You live in a society that where if they don't have nothing to get out of you, they don't want anything to
sounds
do
about the
with
same
you
time
at
that
all.
Jesus.
So
you act like the Roman Empire was some fantastic place to live. Okay, Rome was a horrible place. Okay, horrible place. And that's when Jesus came on the scene and had to show people another way. And if that's my life, that's my life. I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. I know what world we live in. I know what we're up against. We're going to be seen as the losing side.
Yeah.
But if you read the end of the book, we don't lose. We don't lose in this world, and we sure won't lose in the next. But I'm not going to sit here and help people slide their way into hell. I'm not gonna do it. If I can save one person's mind and say, think for a minute. If you fill your mind with every other B, H, F, this, that, and the other thing, where do you think your mind is gonna be? Where do you think it's gonna be? I'll be honest with you, my mind changed today. I was like, yeah, we used to drop in at 5,400. I always used to remember the conversation I had with Chris, and he talked about the 100 gentlemen. And he came off as such a person who had higher ideals. And then I see you over here promoting this woman. I never know what's going to happen with her. I'm like, what?
Yeah, wretched.
What?
Wretched.
Okay. I mean, even if you have a wild card of a sister. Hey, my sister is kind of wild card too. I never know what my sister.
No, your sister is not no wild card.
She's a sweetie pie. I mean, wild card in her way, but she ain't no, F and H and B. No, not that kind of wild card. But my sister is a bit of a wild card. What concert did she go to? She said she went to.
That ain't no wild card.
No, because she'll go to wrestling one day and New Edition the next day. You never know what my sister is going to do.
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
Jesus, how do you mistake new Kids on the Block with New
I didn't
Edition?
read it. I just saw that she went to a
Do you hear
concert.
that? You keep just talking, but then next thing you know, now New Kids on the Block is my favorite pop group. Y'all talk about the Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees and all of that. I love all of them, but New Kids on the Block is my favorite pop rock group. Yeah. But this is the point. You talking about New Edition and New Kids on the Block. Now go ahead and keep talking because they know you know, way over in the 50s and 40s and 30s and, 20s and all that.
But that's okay.
You somebody grandmama talking right now. So
I know.
that's
no, I channel.
Chris, she's pulling out a switch on you. I told you it's good to get a cougar, a old woman, because you act like you're 19, 20 talking about some New Kids on the Block.
You know when you're laughing because I love old movies. I absolutely love old movies. I was watching one today. Clark Gable and Carol Lombard.
But you don't say nothing about them old people. You don't say nothing about the westerns. Don't you watch the westerns?
No, I don't.
And stuff like that. You don't say.
And if it's too crazy, I don't watch it. But let me tell you something. They had a morals board back then. They had a moral code. And guess what? They would go through those movies and it was too ratchet that you couldn't put it out. I'm telling you, that was way before PG and R and all of that. There was a ratings code. And if it was too ratchet, it didn't get put on the screen.
And what year was this?
1910? From 1920s to about I think about 1950s. From the beginning of the movies.
And what year is this now?
Oh, I know what year it is now.
Okay.
So what? Oh, okay. The Bible is 2,000 years old. We need to throw it out because it's not written.
But my thing is,
the Word of God lasts until today.
The Word of God is always going to last.
Look, Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun. Don't act like what we're going through has not already been
Solomon
gone through.
cut his dreads?
Huh?
Didn't Solomon cut his hair off?
Oh my goodness. You know what?
Did he not cut his hair off?
That's not the right person.
No. Solomon cut his hair off.
That's not
no. You're talking about God.
Now see, now I could get New Edition and New Kids on the Block wrong.
No,
who the heck cares? But you gonna sit here and get these biblical stories wrong, and then tell people you want to show them something. Solomon,
Abraham.
No, shush, because you just digging yourself a.
No, it's not. I'm gonna think of it in a minute.
Okay.
Because I remember when I cut my head off.
Hair.
Yeah, I cut my hair off. I had braids. They were 10 inches, and I cut them off. And somebody. But this is the point, though.
I want to get to it.
This is the point.
What is it?
Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun, right? Okay. Jesus looks over the sun.
What? I know you're going somewhere with this.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Jesus looks over the sun. See, the sun has 1,010 horoscopes. What? See how you laughing at me? That's not funny, Judy. See, I'm trying to be serious here, and that's not funny. I'm trying to explain something, and you just sitting here laughing at me. You know what I'm saying?
He's silly,
I'm
right?
sitting
He's
here.
being very silly because nothing it's got 1,001 what? What was that word?
Horoscope.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Now, okay.
Go ahead.
The sun has
I love when you make up these stories. You make me laugh so much.
1,010 horoscopes.
Please don't take this seriously. Go ahead.
Do I need to pull out the book in order to show you?
I don't know what book you're going to get.
I'll pull out the book to
That
show you
and the
about the
Snuffleupagus
sun.
will be carrying it because you're just as crazy as a bedbug.
No. The horoscopes, Judy.
Horoscopes.
That's what makes the sun shine.
Okay.
And so Jesus is looking.
This is a whole new science. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what makes the sun hot.
Okay, go ahead.
The horoscopes. So Jesus is looking over the horoscope while it's burning.
People. This is so silly, but go ahead.
While it's burning, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's how powerful Jesus is. So when he comes down through the horoscopes and don't get on fire and see all this stuff going on, can you just imagine?
No, I can't. It just blows my mind.
Man, let me tell you something.
Idea what you're talking about. But go ahead.
That just hurts my feelings.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I love you
You
so
don't
much.
know. Let me tell you something about the book of Matthew, okay?
Oh, dear. No.
Let me tell you something
no.
about the book of Matthew.
Don't tell me anything about
No,
the book of Matthew.
because you know that, what's his name?
We still talking about names?
Rick.
Rick?
Yeah, see, you didn't know that was in the Bible, did you? You didn't know that was in the
It
Bible.
must have been that Bible that came out of the right.
Rick in the book of Matthew
Go ahead.
went to Sam, and they were talking about, like fornication. They was talking about being a father of sin. And Sam was explaining Sam was explaining to Rick
Okay, go ahead.
about the father of sin.
Okay, you know we
And
always
how-
end up leaning down here.
Yeah.
And you know I can't do it.
Yeah.
If you don't sit up and stay up, there we go.
Yeah, about the father of sin. Look it up.
I gotta look it up.
Matthew 25.
Okay.
Matthew 25.
Really?
The father of sin.
Okay.
Oh, you know the Bible, but you don't know that.
No, you know
You ought to
that,
be
that
ashamed
Bible
of
out of
yourself.
Derrida so
And
new and so different.
So
Anyway, let's get back to the subject.
what? Oh, you want to cut me off? Go ahead and cut me off. Go ahead. That's what you do. See, that's what you do. That's just like what he did to me when I sat there and tried to bring the Christian Lounge experience there, to his establishment. I just got cut off and pushed off. So go ahead, cut me off when I'm trying to explain to you about the father of sin. Go ahead.
With Rick and Sam. What happened to Paulie? Paulie? He's not there. Anyway, what we're saying is that, get ready. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of other reality shows just popping up. Like, there'll be the reality
And that's when Jesus is coming. I'm glad,
The New Levine Museum will probably put out a reality show. And then, what else? The Light Rail. The Light Rail will put out a reality show because all them people
and the
who ride
Browns
the
going
light
to put
rail.
out a reality show. So what you going to say about that?
Browns.
When the Browns put
The
out a
reason why we're
reality
not going to
show,
put out a reality
what you
show,
gonna do?
we're already doing it. We've been doing it. I've spent all day today and probably will spend all day tomorrow uploading these episodes to YouTube.
Do you actually think
We have a YouTube channel.
that these people are going to sit here and tune in to our reality show when a bunch of naked women on Channel 46 News
Twerking in a man's
wait a
crotch.
minute.
Sorry.
Well, just like my man said, just like our uncle's favorite uncle said the other day, they mad about the side chicks of Charlotte when they sitting there watching Scandal, and Scandal is short for scandalous, And
Scandalous.
you're talking about the Pope, and he was explaining about Olivia and all of this stuff. Half of these people on here are tuned in. Do you think
I don't know
that
if
when
half of those people are
Scandal,
tuned in.
when Scandal,
If you're tuned in to Scandal, go ahead and say
Scandal,
yes. I watch Scandal.
with Scandal and
Power, Empire, what's
and
the rest
Power
of them? What's the rest
with
of them?
50 Cent and all of them. Do you think they sit here and be looking at?
Trino.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. What is it?
Do you think that they be sitting here looking at us right now?
Well, they can always see us in replay. I love that. Listen, I'm not going to sit there and worry about those people.
This is the point.
Doing.
If we were, these people are drawn up to national, to people who are national. Now, there are people who have avenues. It's obvious that that 704 and all of them boys got avenues to go to LA. The girls are in LA shooting right now as we speak. The side chicks of Charlotte in California right now. That is going to be a seller. That 5400 thing, regardless of whether you like it, it's going to sell and it's going to go national. Now, but the thing about it is, do you think that people want to see controversial Christians or Christians on reality TV shows?
I don't know.
That's why, no, they don't. These people want to see crunk because they think it's entertaining, and because it's entertaining to them. Showing your boobs is entertaining. Shaking your tail feather, which a million other people are shaking a tail feather somewhere, that it's going to create a bunch of controversy to where people are going to have their eyes glued to where men. That's a way the men that have no intentions on getting married to a woman can speak and talk. And I've seen it several times, so don't test me on this because I've seen it personally, to where men personally watch these reality TV shows in order to get close to that woman, get in bed with them, and never hear from them again. And women, they know women like this stuff. It's like prey. They know women like this type of reality TV, so they sit down and they create a whole conversation behind this reality TV talk. And women have men gossiping. They have men gossiping about what Olivia doing, what Fred is doing, or whoever.
I'm glad you know the names. I don't
know the names, but the point is that it's intriguing to people. It's just like women with football. When have you ever known? I ain't never known a lady within the 70s and 80s range, 70s, 80s, and 90s, to ever watch football like that. I've known them to be doing something else while the man is in the living room watching football. But now, in order for that woman to try to find a husband, what does she do? What does she do?
Well, I don't know.
She acts like she's looking at football. And she said, wait.
Go ahead.
Because this is the reality of Charlotte.
Go ahead.
So what happens is if you ask her who's her favorite football team, they'll say the Dallas Cowboys or the Carolina Panthers. Or even basketball. If you ask them who's their favorite basketball team, they'll say the Golden State Warriors.
Hold on. Okay. Bunny, that's all I'm going to say is dog ratio. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to deal with something like that in a second. Yes, I am.
Yes, it's
okay. Hold on.
But this is the point.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
This is the point. Okay, now y'all got me. Grandma about to go out in her house robe. What am I doing? But anyway. So let me go a little bit higher. Y'all don't need to see that. But anyway, I was in a zone. You look at these things. Women are trying to catch a man or trying to get with a man. So you ask her who's her favorite basketball team, she'll say the Golden State Warriors. Okay. Now, you ask a woman who is TMC, run TMC. I guarantee you, 1 out of them 50 could only answer that question. I guarantee you, I'll put money on it. I'll put $100 on it of 5 women without researching, without Googling, could sit there and say and answer who run TMC is without Googling. I guarantee you they wouldn't know who it was. Okay. You about to go?
In about 5 minutes.
Okay.
In about 5 minutes. I'm back. Hi, everybody. Yes, I heard everything you said. And yes.
She says she disagreed because she watched football with her dad. Okay. Well, now let me ask you this. Who is your favorite football team, Paula? Now watch this. Now you know I don't watch football. Now let's wait. Who's your favorite football? I would not watch football.
You watch all of that stuff. You'll say you're not into it, but you sure will know and keep more of that stuff in your head than I possibly can. What I was gonna say.
Well, that's because of the history of football or the history of basketball.
You're a history.
I know who the Golden State Warriors are because that's when I was watching basketball. I know who the Chicago Bulls are. I don't know the lineups now because that's when I was watching.
She says Tampa Bay. Now, this is what I'm trying to say, because I agree with Paula in that sense. There are women who, either with their dad or with a multitude of brothers, watched football. So, yes, I know what you're saying is true, that there are women out here that are doing it to trap a man. But there's a lot of other women that I know of who, whether they got a man or not, don't bother them. Don't bother them when they're watching their game, you know. There's a couple of things that have changed, but what you're trying to say is that there are a group, not all the women, not all you people, as you love to say, but there's a group of people who are using anything to prey upon the opposite sex. Yes, I agree with
So these reality shows that they're creating in Charlotte, North Carolina,
everywhere else too,
but everywhere else too, around the world, is basically a direction to go away from what Christ has designed for us. And so what happens is the world is more intrigued. The more that the devil distracts, he don't win, but the more that he's getting over on the people. And they don't realize what's happening.
Well, they stay, this is what I feel is very much so. They stay involved in something that, one, distracts them from real things going on. I mean, if you're telling me that this whole premise that he put up is not even real, then, okay, I spend my time watching fiction. There's nothing wrong with fiction, but I'm going to decide which kind of fiction I listen to. What kind of fiction do I put in my head? I'm not going to spend time listening to you cuss up a storm, act ratchet, and me get excited about how real you are, how much you're keeping it real. There are other real people out here, okay, and I'd rather see them. I'm not going to me, if that's you keeping it real, then okay, go on about your business, because I'm not interested in that reality. If that's your real reality, I'm not interested. What I'm interested in is people who are actually, she's might be back, doing something, people who are leaning up against me. People who are
we'll talk, but go ahead.
I'm interested in people who are making a difference, and I believe that I believe that Chris has done that. He has done that, and I would have rather he focused. You know, how many times has this dude? Let me tell you something about this guy. How many times has he had a community or a
He has it all the time.
Oh my goodness, he gives away food. He feeds the people. He'll have these community barbecues. He'll have these $5 plates. Okay, wow, I guess that's not as good as seeing a woman twerk. But I'm sorry, I think I get excited about that.
But nobody was paying him any attention when he was giving back to the community. You
No, Nikki Boyd was paying attention. People were showing up. There was wasn't there a sense of community? Wasn't there a sense of community when he does those things, when he gives back?
He wasn't getting as much attention when he was giving back to the community as he is now with this thing.
Everybody being drunk.
With everybody getting drunk, with everybody...
Because it becomes about money.
But that's what I'm saying.
I mean...
What does the Bible say about money?
Which one?
The love of money is what?
The root of all evil.
Okay, what does the Bible say about the horse pen, about the pen? About the camel,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you knew the Bible.
Well, you know what, after Sam and Rick,
see how you playing? You're playing with the Bible. Jesus, she playing with you now. She playing with you.
After Sam and Rick and possibly Paulie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sam and Rick, see, that's the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 10. But anyway.
I thought it was 20, but go ahead.
I said Matthew chapter 10. But what does the Bible say about the needle, the camel, and the needle?
It would be easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it will be for what? A rich man.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they don't see those. They're not looking at those scriptures. They're not abiding by those scriptures because there's so many distractions. People think they're getting to heaven. People of this age, people of this generation only feel that they feel that they're going to heaven by going to church for 2 hours. People are feeling that they're going to heaven by going to church every time the doors open. People feel that they're going to heaven just because they have titles. People feel that they're going to heaven just because of the accomplishments that they're dealing with. They're not seeing that God wants all of us. He wants you in and outside of the church, period. He wants you in and outside of social media, period. He don't want no social media Bible quoting teacher. He wants all of you, every last bit of your attention, scripturally or unscripturally. They don't see that. What they see is the more they don't see God in the natural, the more they don't see God in the natural, the more they see desires in the physical. They don't see God. Their God is money. Their God, and you can argue with me all day, but that's the reality.
I'm actually very quiet because, of course you always always go and get deep on me, and then I got to sit there and say, wow, but you are absolutely right.
Their God is money. Their God is a woman with, is whoever is making $100,000 to come show their face 15 minutes, or who's on the radio. That's their God. And that's why you got so many different religions that are escaping from God and His Word. People ain't praying no more. The funny thing is, especially on social media, do you know the only time that people ask for you to pray for them is when something goes wrong, when somebody's dying or somebody already dead? That's when people start talking about God. Now, any other, they cussing everybody out. They posting this and that. They doing this and that. But the only time you hear people talk about praying is when cancer.
Keep going.
Well,
I'm going to post it and come back in.
Yeah.
But you got to move over, honey. I'm on the edge of the bed.
Well, you need to fall off because that's God just telling you something.
No, lean over
God
that
is telling
way.
you
You
something.
always leaning on me so bad.
But the reality is...
the second half of the show is coming back for Love and the Giver.
Because...
Oh, my goodness. No, what? You don't want me to go back in?
Yeah, go back in. But you ain't got to type it. Just go in. You can edit it later because that's the reality.
Okay.
That's the reality. That's their God. That's their God. That God is that television. That God is that radio. That God is that job. You know,
Or that attention.
That
See,
job is that God is that certain type of attention.
Attention that
so
they
anybody
get that will
that
bring them
speaks,
money, and it doesn't matter how they get the money. And that's what's so disheartening, because I don't want, if my sister who's not from Charlotte, and she should see this and say, hey, I just saw this funny little clip about a guy named Chris Burgess, and he run this place, and he got a drinking problem. And I'm going to have to say, that's not Chris Burgess. That's not him. Or if it was, why do we have to know about his drinking problem? He
runs a bar.
That doesn't mean, how many bartenders I know that don't drink? I know
And that's
actually
a problem.
recovering alcohol.
You know what? No. That's a problem.
Wait. Because you're about to run off at the mouth before you even let a person finish.
Go ahead. Continue.
Thank you. Because I said there's some bartenders who do not drink. And there's some recovering alcohol. I met a bartender who was a recovering alcoholic, and I used to say, why are you in here if you're telling me you don't drink? And he was like, this is my therapy. I help other people. So before you start going, no, you didn't even let me finish what I was saying.
His therapy is to get other people drunk.
Okay. I guess we're not going to have much of a show tonight because you don't want to listen.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go
His
ahead.
therapy was to help other people not get drunk. How could you assume that his therapy would be to get other people drunk?
He's a bartender.
Thank you.
So how is he not getting people drunk?
Because he would not let people get rip-roaring stupid drunk.
So he'd stop them?
Yes, he would. Very rare bartender, but he would, yes. If you would let me finish the story,
no,
the sweet pie.
Go ahead, because that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, the thing...
Go ahead.
The thing of it is that, that's a bartender that I met. But what I'm trying to say is there are some bartenders who don't drink, who are very responsible bartenders. So, literally there are people out there like that. I know you want to be just bent on just condemning the whole world, but I'm just trying to tell you, we know where the world is going. But my point is that if my sister, who does not know Chris, should see this show and begin to tell me about it, and I would have to say, wait a minute, that's not that person. That person is doing something so that they can be known or be, outrageous or I don't even know what word to use for it right now, but that's not really that person. This is the same person that, can give back to the community. But what I think is happening, and I told you this before this even came out, was that the lure of the money that he can make from that bar. It's not raising the food establishment. It's called raising the bar. That's that he's gravitating to, because it is a lot of money. Got a lot of drunks here in Charlotte. Got a lot of drunks. Okay?
Well, I figure this. If you can go and go to a bar and you spending $8 on one shot.
Cheapest.
On a shot, on a shot glass, right? You spending $6 to $8 on a shot glass, the same amount that you can pay $10 to for a whole pint. You're really not a drunk. You're just really trying to ball out till you fall out and trying to make it seem like you got a bunch of money.
You and I both know people who dropped serious money. I mean, I remember that time we went, and I saw $80 disappear. I was just like,
oh, when we went downtown.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And yes. And
the money was. I was like, are you outrageous?
Yeah, but the thing about it is, those are the type of people you spend all of their money. You make sure that they don't even have gas to get on.
You know.
Because if you want to sit, no, I'm serious. If you think you're going to bow at the bar, if you want to bow at the bar with me, I'm going to make you bow at the bar. I'm going to really make you bow at the bar. I'm going to be like that at the Sanford and Son. You probably don't remember this episode, but Grady, who was it? It was Grady. What's the other dude's name?
I don't know.
You don't remember Fred Sanford?
What's Fred Sanford and his son?
No, that's Fred and Lamont. You don't remember Fred Sanford's best friend? No, it wasn't Grady. It was the other one. The other one. He was real funny, not Rollo. Somebody help me that's watching this. But anyway, he was at the bar. He was at the bar. I mean, no, they were sitting at the chair, and he was trying to rap to this woman, and she was an alcoholic. And she kept drinking. So he'd act like he pouring the glass, right? He'd be pouring the glass for them, for both of them. And he'd be laughing. Both of them would be laughing. Then next thing you know, she'll like take a shot. And he'll like throw a shot on the other end.
Over his shoulder.
Yeah, he'd like throw it over his shoulder. And he'd just keep like pouring it till she get drunk. That's the type of person I am. If you're going to take me to the bar, I'm going to pour it out. I'm going to pour it out. You're going to keep spending so much money. You're going to get so drunk you ain't going to even
you won't
be
do
able
that
to
again.
get to work.
You really won't do that again. But I was just shocked. I was like, good God Almighty.
You're going to be like, man, I spent $200 on you.
And where did it go? And what but we've got people doing that. And when we run into a venue that says, I don't know about you Christians coming here, y'all don't drink. How many times have we heard that? Y'all don't drink. And I'm like, well, no, we'll sit down, we'll eat, and we'll stay and probably eat some more because we're there for 2, 3, 4 hours. But you're upset because we won't drink. You're upset because
some will drink.
No, you know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're talking about turning it up. Yeah. They're talking about come in here, turn it up. I want you to be rip-roaring, staggering out of here. And no Christians, we have a no judgment zone, but we don't encourage you to sit there and get drunk. You can drink without getting drunk, but that's not going to make them their profit margin that they want. Okay, let's just be real. It doesn't make them their profit margin. And I got to pay these bartenders, and I got to have the lights are on, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay.
Well, we don't ask for nothing. I don't ask for so many bartenders anyway. I ask for
Thank
one.
You. You don't need that many because we're not drinking.
One bartender or whatever, in case somebody wants a shot or in case somebody wants a
beer,
wine.
A glass of
wine.
But
there are people who do drink, but they don't spend as much money as you would at a regular club.
These people are making money because people are turning up, okay? And because we don't turn up, we're not a profitable, if we came in there and dropped, what was that one time somebody asked us to guarantee a bar tab? And I was like, we don't do that. We don't guarantee a bar tab. Now, food, we might eat you out of house and home.
Blue Notes, right?
No.
What was it?
I don't know if no. Wow.
It was Blue Notes.
It was not Blue Notes. It was either Mooney's asked us, I think.
Yeah, Mooney's.
And maybe one
Mooney's.
other place.
We'll see them next year.
But my whole thing is that literally, I know we're not like everybody else. I understand we're going to stand out. But the point of the matter is I'm not going to sit there and endorse these reality things coming out here where all I'm seeing is the same ratchetness that I see from any place else. I don't want it to happen. If you want to put Charlotte on the map, put it on the map for something. But, literally, to keep hearing the same language and everything else, you sleepy when you scratch your head so much.
You sleepy.
No,
but no, they cursing attracts people.
I know, cursing, fighting, that whole scene when they had to pull her up. I said, I told you, I said, turn that crap off. I said, looks like it's about to be a little cat fight.
No,
Here we go,
cat fight. It was so. I was just happy that he did it in our neighborhood.
Like I said, I'm happy
I was excited
about him.
I was excited that he did it in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because he's somebody coming from South Carolina, all the way from South Carolina, and doing it in Dorado was, I thought that was a great move. A great move in order for us, for me and you, because they're gonna look at when we blow up or whatever. Even now, people look at that boy from Hidden Valley. They're gonna be arguing that boy from Hidden Valley. No, that boy from Dorado. That boy from Hidden Valley. No, that boy from Dorado. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they're gonna be giving back. Like there's so many opportunities that we have that he has opened up that door for if this makes it. Because you got news channels, you got everybody that's going to come in that particular neighborhood. Like you remember Tim used to argue that all the time. Tim DeGree used to say that that's in a neighborhood. It's not, outwards like everything else. That's inside of a neighborhood. So it's like people are going to be attracted to what's inside that neighborhood, and there's going to be more developments. Dorado used to be a bunch of woods. That's all it was back in the day, a bunch of woods. Even in the 90s, it was a bunch of woods.
All right,
But now, it's like those woods back there in Nivens Road is going to have so much $1 million houses. People are going to, even millionaires and celebrities are going to move all around in that area if he makes it that far, because it looks like in that reality, it was put on so well, it looks like it's going to, go national. It looks like somebody's going to buy into it.
Well,
now, what that does for us, the lover and the giver, single, saved, and serious, is that opens up a door for us to create establishment. Before that, just like you're talking about the regentification, whatever it is, we are able to go in there right now as we speak and get our own building right beside 5400, which they're going to have something open, and we get a building right there, and we create the Christian lounge experience inside of that plaza. You know how brilliant that'll be for two entrepreneurs to go button head to head, God versus the devil.
You know what I knew you were going somewhere with that.
God versus the devil.
Where is he going? This is not a wrestling match.
And so what they're doing is, it ain't got to be a wrestling match. So what that does is, we playing music, we playing godly music, while they playing that devilish music inside the club. Listen. Who's going to overcome the battle?
See what I'm saying? It still sounds like a WWE. Never mind. Anyway,
hey,
that's
Vince
exactly
McMahon
what
is
it
a
sounds.
genius. Vince McMahon is a genius.
All I'm going to say is that, again, I have respect for the person. I like the person. This reality nonsense, the two things that I've seen in the past, month, come out as a reality, in Charlotte, I'm like, we can do better. That's my line. We can do better. And I don't feel like going head to head with the devil, because as far as I'm concerned, Jesus Christ settled that thing a long time ago. I'm here for people. I'm here for their souls. I'm here for their minds. I'm here for, their lives. I don't care about the devil. He's defeated a long time ago. What I care about is people and what they're spending the majority of their time staring at. I care about that little girl who had somebody, I guess I'm real old school, because if somebody had ever come up to my child asking them how you feel about your mother's drinking problem, you would have been bopped into next week. I care about that child, how her mental state is. There's cameras in her face while somebody asks her a question about her daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa. I was like, wow.
That's therapy.
That's not therapy. That's
what you call therapy.
That was not therapy.
Yeah, that's what you call therapy.
No.
And it was Samson with the hair.
Yeah, okay,
it was
there
Samson
you go. I
with the
figured
hair.
you get to
but
Samson.
But it was
that was not therapy.
That was therapy, man.
We're going to agree to disagree on that one. That was not therapy.
What was it?
That was an intrusive question with a camera in your face, and millions of people are going to listen to your response about your father. How do you put a little girl in that position to have to talk about her father to total strangers?
We're going to be in that position. You know what? You ain't no telling what Buck gonna say comes out of his
You know
mouth.
what? That's
When
fine.
they
If
talk
that's
about,
if Buck wants to say something, but I'm not going to have somebody come. Hey, put a camera in in their face. What do you think about? What do you? No,
that's
no,
edited,
no. I
sweetheart.
don't care whether it's edited up
Let
and
me tell
down.
you something. Let me tell you
Let me tell
something.
you something. The lives
Do
and
you
minds of a
think? Do you
child.
think Barry Windham? Let's just go back to Bray Wyatt.
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
Right.
Let's go back to Randy Orton, the Randy Ortons, the Rocky Maivas, the Rocky Johnsons, rather. They had to be explained right before their fathers go inside the ring. Hulk Hogan even talked about that with his daughters, with Brooke and the other guy. They had to explain right before they go inside those rings, what's going to happen before they go inside the ring with a bunch of cameras. They seeing their daddy getting the living daylights beat out of them. I've seen to where Rey Mysterio got unmasked. His son and his wife was right there when Chris Jericho was beating the living daylights out of that dude, to where the son jumped inside the ring and tried to get Chris Jericho, but the security stopped him.
How old was the son?
6 years old.
Well,
It
won't be happening here.
The reality is,
no,
those things are explained to them right before anything happens. It's communication.
How old is that boy now? Right now, there's a whole bunch of
the
damaged
boy,
kids
18, but the
running
point
around
is,
right now, and I'm not going to be party to it. Sorry.
You ain't got the wrestler Andrew ain't in front of no doggone camera.
I'm just
and
saying.
You ain't in front of no camera. Everybody look at
you just
Judy
finished
like,
saying Buck, so I'm not going to allow that to happen.
He's planning to be a comedian.
That's his plan.
Okay.
And God can execute it whenever he wants to.
So therefore, if he wants to be a comedian, he has a dad that's out here going to Hollywood in the name of Jesus.
Who's going to Hollywood?
Hey, I'm going to Hollywood,
tell me he's going to Hollywood, people.
I'm going to Hollywood.
All I know is...
Okay, so you got a godly man that's going to Hollywood. You don't think them people are going to criticize and have Buck all in front of the cameras and you're dead? Think about it. Think about it. Think about this.
If I can help it.
Think about the Hart family or the Rhodes family. Dusty Rhodes. Let's think about Dusty. Wait, let me finish.
You had plenty of examples to give me.
Cody and Dustin Rhodes. Cody and Dustin Rhodes got Daddy Dusty Rhodes, right? Dusty Rhodes, do you know how many times they had to deal with the fact that their daddy was a wrestler?
You're not even listening to me.
Go ahead.
Because if you give me one more wrestling example, it's not going to change my mind. The lives and hearts and minds of a child are not to be trotted out there for somebody else to be some voyeuristic, oh, what you feel about your daddy's drinking problem. No.
Hell.
Did the girl just ask you?
Okay, I'm sorry, Vanessa. But Blackjack Mulligan, Barry Windham had the accent about Blackjack Mulligan.
Here we go again.
Barry and Kendall Windham.
I don't care if don't you remember that old saying?
What about
if everybody jumped off the bridge, do you have to go do it too? I will not participate in it.
What about Jake the Snake?
Oh my goodness.
His daughter,
Did I say something?
he didn't be with his daughter for years.
Completely talking to myself.
I mean, come on now.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Jake the Snake had to sit there and talk to his daughter. He ain't been in his daughter's life for years and years and years. And his daughter sitting there cussing him out. These white people now. And his daughter sitting there cussing him out about not being effective in his life, in her life. In her life. In front of cameras.
How old was she?
She's about 35 now.
Okay.
But I'm saying as a child, though.
No, she didn't have to do that as a child, did she? I'm just saying.
Oh, you want to give somebody that had to do that
I'm just saying. No, I don't care. First of all, I told you it won't matter if everybody and their brother did it. That's not going to happen to any child that I should know. As an adult, if you want to address something that happened in your childhood, that's fine. You're an adult. But for an adult to come to a minor and put a camera in front of their face and ask them about something personal like that, no. No.
Well,
I don't care for all the price.
What I'll do is
all the tea in China, for all the no.
Well, what I'll do is I'll make sure you going to the store somewhere.
Yeah, okay.
Or you going out
There's
somewhere.
There's going to be some HELL break loose, and if I get back.
You ain't going to know nothing.
Okay,
we
it'll be on the doggone show. It'll be on the show.
You going to be away from the camera. You going to be away from the action.
We're not doing
I'm going to help Mama to kidnap you or something like that for a couple of hours.
Mama,
while we get this,
we're not even going to do
while
that,
Mama.
Mama.
Get this camera show going.
No.
And so they can give questions
I don't believe
to the
in the
kids.
exploitation of children.
Questions to the kids.
No exploitation of children.
To where book can talk about God and crack little
you're
funny
not
jokes.
Listening to me.
What?
Okay. You know
you're
what? We've
gonna
been on
be
here for a while.
No.
It's like 9:20 something. See, I'm ready to go.
You're not listening.
No, because
you're
about
gonna
to have
be
a
away
serious
from the camera.
Fuss with it's not about talking about God. You're really missing the point.
Go ahead. What? Go ahead. Talk the point. Go ahead.
No, because I already said it. But since you don't seem to want to get it, I'll leave it alone.
No, you're
the reality is the real reality is that's not something that I'm going to endorse. Now, if you're going to get all sneaky and underhanded, let me see look how quiet your audience has gotten as they listen to you spout that nonsense. We're not exploiting children. No. It's not that they can't talk about God. They can talk about God now. I'm talking about asking a child to give her opinion of the drinking problem of her father. I don't feel it's right. Not for all the money in Hollywood. No. Okay, so you go ahead.
Listen here. Okay?
You go right ahead.
Listen here. Okay?
We're not fighting. Go ahead.
Jake the Snake. Oh, Lord, you almost got me.
Yeah, because you're going on. Maybe that's God tell you to shut. I'm talking about no wrestling. I hear the wrestling and everything, but I'm telling you, no. You protect the minds of children. You protect the spirits and the souls of children. You know, I try to do that for adults, much less than a child. That's not going to be our real reality. I'm telling you. If you want them to talk about God and their future and what they plan to do in their life, sure. But don't come in there and say, well, I'm not even going to mention anything. We're not doing that. We're not. That's just low to me. And I felt as if the child would have been protected to have to answer no question like that. I'm sorry. You know, how do we know how she really felt about that? I don't care, editing or no editing. No. You know, sometimes you just have to tell people, stop. Stop.
Well, they ain't going to stop because... Well, they're not. You can tell them to stop all you want. I remember 1985, right?
All I know is it's 9:43.
I was walking. No, you don't want to hear my story.
9:31.
You don't want to hear my story. You don't want to hear my story.
And on the
you
planet,
don't want to hear my story.
But I'm telling you right now.
I'm talking about my 1985 moment. And you don't want to hear my story.
Whenever you got that smile on your face, I'm just going to kiss you.
Yeah. You don't want to hear my 1985 moment as a child.
Go ahead.
I remember 1985, right?
I might go to sleep. Go ahead.
1985, right? I was walking to the store. I was walking to Bitsy Bonnie.
Betsy who?
Bitsy Bonnie. Yeah, that was on Sugar Creek Road, right there where Derek works. Bitsy Bonnie. I was walking to Bitsy Bonnie. And I was getting some fireballs.
Because we used to throw that camera right hard.
Well, we used to throw fireballs at people in 1985, right?
You used to throw fireballs at people?
You know, fireballs light up, and we used to throw them at cars and stuff like that. They used to throw them at cars.
Oh, they, not you.
Yeah, not me.
No, they.
So, next thing you know, them boys would throw it by 20 fireballs a piece because it was like a quarter. And they would throw them in the middle of Sugar Creek Road. And I yelled, stop! was yelling on the top of my lungs. Do you think them people stopped?
Don't dare.
You know what they ended up doing?
What did they do?
Throwing the fireballs at me.
That's a great story. I know where you're going with that. That's an excellent story.
Yeah, because you got to look at it. So I went home with ripped pants because basically they threw fireballs at me. And Mama said, Chuck, what happened to your pants? And I said, I tried to stop the boys from throwing fireballs in the middle of the street, and they threw them at me. And you know what happened? I got my tail whipped. I got my tail whipped.
This is not the most controversial. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So you got to look at it. Now you can yell, you can say I'm not going to take it. 1979. 1979. I went to the washerette with Daddy.
Wait a minute, how did we get into another story?
No, but my point is.
What's your point?
My point is that you can yell all you want to, but people are going to do what they want to do. You can be in front of the doorstep. You can be in front of his in front of his establishment, and you can say this is not going to happen. You can protest all you want to, but when the man pull out a gun and start shooting up in the air, you know who they're going to look at? They ain't going to look at him shooting up in the air. They're going to look at you as the bad person.
Let me tell you something. Jesus didn't care, okay? If Jesus sat around caring about, well, you know what, this whole world going to hell, so maybe I shouldn't even get up on the cross, and maybe they ain't going to listen to me anyway. No, that wasn't his attitude, and that's not mine, okay? My attitude, even though you don't want to put the camera on me so other people can see me, my attitude is I will continue to what? Cry loud and spare not. I will continue to do that. I will continue to speak those things that should be spoken. Whether people want to turn on me, they turned on Jesus, for goodness sakes. So how could I be any bigger or better than my master, as they used to say? I can't, okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. Seems to me that we got a whole bunch of people on here listening who have joined. Maybe they haven't stayed, but they've joined, and we've got other people listening. And it's not just us talking. There are other people now who are speaking up. Sometimes you have to be the first person to say something. You have to be the one who holds a standard. And I will. Now, whether this dude is going to do it, of course, maybe he won't. But maybe somebody else will say, you know what, Judy's right, man. That shouldn't be no... She looked like she couldn't have been no more than 14 years old and worrying about, her daddy's drinking problem to a bunch of strangers. So, literally, I'm just trying to say this. If I have to be the only one speaking, I don't mind speaking. I'm going to speak up. Because it's not for me to follow what the crowd is going to do. And you know me as well, that if one person comes out of that crowd and says, Judy, I'm not doing that no more, it's worth it for me to speak up. So that's where I have to end. I'm done talking.
They're not going to say that with millions of dollars. Now, what I ask, I know you
I'm
just
not talking about
person.
The people doing it. Of course, they're doing it to get paid. I'm talking to the people who may be watching, the people who may be thinking about watching, the people who may be thinking, maybe I should do this too. I'm not talking to that person who's already done it, okay? But I'm not sparing it. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you did it already, so it can't be that bad. I'm going to continue to speak, whether they listen or not. And you need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yawned about
I'm going.
times.
Remember this. This is unedited.
Completely.
And you could tell we just suck if we completely tried to act. We're not actors, okay?
We're not.
This is real reality.
You saw the little disagreement happen.
This is the real reality of Charlotte.
If you could hold it here, put my knees on.
This is the real reality of Charlotte. A naked Christian in bed. These naked Christians in bed.
I got clothes on.
Well, you do. Hell. And with the wife's approval of the husband being naked.
You're not completely naked, but anyway.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is...
You gave me approval to show my chest, and I'm showing my chest.
Yeah, you sure are.
But no, just look. But the reality is, the real reality is...
Real reality is...
is that
Go ahead.
give your life to Christ, please, people. You know, somebody who died on the cross to give you everlasting life. What? That you ever showing your boobs?
No, I'm not showing any
That's
boobs.
who's gay? Well, I'm talking about Jesus. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know, who gave his everlasting life so that you could be here to talk his name.
Not just here, but in the next world.
In the next world, where he's
don't worry about now, because we got enough people worrying about just now.
No, but the thing is that you live your life abundantly through his name. Money, cars, clothes will come and go.
That's it. Well,
fade away. But Jesus is forever. Now, you might not see him. You're not going to see him, of course. You don't see him. But you can always talk to him. And you see him in the spirit. All you got to do is call upon him. And you'll see him. You don't have to get drunk and crunk and listen to all of this nastiness. Because if you look at it, God is showing you so many signs anyway on when he's coming. And God is showing you signs not to listen to it when you're listening to the same thing. It's just like weed. When you smoke weed, you smoke so much, you want to try. It used to be hydro, but now it's kush, now it's wad, now it's water, whatever it is. It's weed to the next level.
Yeah. We just had a friend go through that.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
And at least he's here with us.
The point is, this world has become a drug. It's become an addiction. It's become an addiction. The world. Satan has become an addiction. Either you're going to walk away from it or you're going to recover in the name of Jesus. Now, I got to go to work in the morning.
No way.
So we love you.
We love you, but
God loves you more.